Most people who run the wheel strategy on monthly options, they all got the same problem, right? They open up all of their positions at once. Everything expires at once. And at the end of every third Friday, they have a spike of decisions to make. Roll, close, take assignment, and then a stretch of days where they have nothing working and no income actually hitting their account. Look, the income isn't consistent. It comes in lumps. And when you are building towards using this strategy as a real income layer, lumpy is a problem, okay? The fix isn't to switch to weeklies. The fix is sequencing, and it's something almost literally nobody talks about because it's not fun, okay? Here's why this matters more than it seems on the surface. Monthly options, what I like, 30 to 45 data expiration cycles, in my opinion, are the most efficient time frame for premium collectors like us. Theta decay accelerates in the final third of the option's life, which is why 30 to 45 days out captures the most premium per unit of risk. The bid-ask spreads are tighter than the weeklies. The liquidity is usually deeper. The decision frequency is manageable for someone with a business, a job, and a life outside of trading. But the standard way people, implement monthlies creates a cash flow problem. They open everything in 1 week. Everything expires on the same Friday, and the premiums hit all at once. If you're reinvesting it immediately, the timing matters less, right? But if you're drawing on it as income for, let's say, living expenses, for quarterly obligations, for anything predictable, a lump payment every 30 days followed by literally nothing in between can create a cash flow mismatch for you. Look, the underlying mechanics of monthly options, they are sound. The problem is the calendar architecture around them. Sequencing solves that without changing the actual core strategy itself. The framework here actually borrows from something that businesses have understood for a very, very long time, right? Smooth cash flow requires staggered receivables. A business that invoices all its clients on the same day every month creates a cash flow spike followed by a dry period. A business that staggers its invoicing, some clients on the 1st, some on the 15th, some on the 30th, creates a way steadier flow of incoming cash that's easier to manage and way easier to plan around. Options positions, in my opinion, work the same way. If you have capital to deploy across multiple positions, there's no rule requiring all of them to expire on the same date. You can open a position, this week with 35 day expiration, open position B in 2 weeks with a 35-day expiration, and let's say position C 2 weeks after that with a 35-day expiration. All three are monthly duration trades. All three expire in different weeks, and the premium from each arrives on a different day. The result is a portfolio where something is expiring and premium is being collected, or decisions are being made roughly every week without any individual position being a weekly options contract, right? You get the cash flow frequency of the weekly trading with the efficiency and simplicity of monthly positioning. So let me walk through what this actually looks like a little more specifically. Let's say you have 30 grand allocated to the options layer of your portfolio. You want to run the wheel strategy on 3 different positions. Let's say a dividend stock, SPY, and a quality mid cap you've been watching, right? Each position requires, let's say, $10,000 in collateral for sake of simplicity. Week 1, you open the dividend stock put at 35-day expiration. Premium arrives as credit immediately. Awesome. Week 3, you open, let's say, a SPY put at a 35-day expiration. Different stock, different expiration, premium hits that week, awesome. Week 5, you open up the mid cap put at a 35-day expiration, right? Third position, third expiration date, and third premium event. Now you have 3 35-day positions running simultaneously, all opened roughly 2 weeks apart, all expiring 2 weeks apart. Every 2 weeks, one of them expires. You make a decision, close early for a gain, roll forward, take assignment, and you redeploy that collateral into the next cycle. The income cadence is every 2 weeks instead of once a month, without a single weekly option in the portfolio. The 2-week spacing in that example works cleanly for 3 positions. With more positions or more capital, you can tighten that spacing to generate even more frequent income events for yourself, right? 4 positions spaced 10 days apart means something expires roughly every 10 days. 6 positions spaced out a week apart means weekly income events. Again, with all underlying positions roughly running 30 to 45 day cycles. The key is that the spacing between opening dates determines the frequency of your income events, not the duration of the actual individual options. And for a smaller account, let's say running 2 positions, a 3-week stagger still smooths the cash flow meaningfully compared to opening everything on the same day. You go from 1 decision and 1 income event per month to 2, a simple improvement that literally requires no changes in your strategy, no added complexity, and literally no additional risk. But here's where the staggered approach requires one adjustment in your thinking. When a position gets assigned, you buy shares at the put strike. That collateral shifts from cash into shares. The covered call phase begins obviously immediately. But now that capital is in a different cycle, instead of expiring when the put would have, the covered call has its own expiration that you set at the next appropriate date. The key is to set the covered call expiration on approximately the same calendar slot where the put was sitting. This keeps the position in its original lane in your sequence. So position A's collateral, whether it's in a put phase or a covered call phase, continue cycling on the same 2 to 3 week interval it was already on anyway. The income event, timing stays predictable even when the underlying position changes its form, so to speak. The one scenario where the sequence can get disrupted though is if you're assigned on multiple positions simultaneously, let's say during a market correction. In that case, you may have 2 or 3 covered call positions expiring, close together temporarily. And that's acceptable. Look, corrections, they're gonna happen, they're limited, and the sequencing naturally restores itself as you reopen positions after covered calls expire or your shares get called away. But one mechanical tool that supports consistent sequencing is closing positions early when they've hit most of their potential premium. A common rule in option selling is closing a position when it reaches 50 to 80% of the max premium rather than holding it to expiration. If you opened a put and collected at 120 and now it's worth only $30, meaning you've collected $90 of 120 max, closing now frees the collateral 10 to 15 days before the expiration. That early close lets you redeploy into the next cycle sooner, which tightens your income cadence and reduces the gamma risk that accumulates in those final days of an options position. Look, in a staggered portfolio, early close is not just a risk management tool, it's a sequencing tool. It gives you flexibility to keep positions distributed in time rather than letting them drift, toward the same expirations as you repeatedly roll towards the same date. In a staggered portfolio, early close is not just a risk management tool. It's a sequencing tool. It gives you flexibility to keep the positions distributed in time rather than letting them drift toward the same expiration as you repeatedly roll at the same date. The reason most people think they need weeklies for consistent, options income is they're, conflating trade duration with income frequency. Look, monthly options give you the better trade, okay? Sequencing gives you the frequency. They're independent variables, right, that can be, tuned separately, okay? Once you separate those two things, the case for weeklies in a busy professional's portfolio weakens considerably. You get income arriving regularly, decision points distributed throughout the month, and most importantly, the efficiency of a 35-day premium cycle, all without the gamma pressure, the wide spreads, and the attention demands that weekly positions usually do require. There's also a portfolio management benefit that's a little bit less obvious. When positions expire on different dates, a single bad market day doesn't force multiple simultaneous decisions. You're not staring at 3 expiring positions during a sell-off, trying to decide whether to roll all of them at once. One expires, you manage it, 2 weeks later, the next one expires, and that separation gives you time to think clearly, rather than trying to react really quickly. Calm sequential decision-making beats reactive simultaneous decision-making over years of execution, okay? The sequencing structure is partly a mechanics improvement. It's also a behavioral improvement for you as well. And here's kind of how I run this through for myself. I don't open all my positions in the same week. When I'm building or rebuilding the options layer, I deliberately try to stagger my entries over 2 to 3 weeks so the expirations land at different points in the month. That stagger is maintained through each renewal cycle. Look, when a position expires, or let's say it closes early, the new cycle opens at the same, relative calendar position. The result is that I have income-related decisions to make roughly every 1 or 2 weeks, not daily, not weekly in a frantic sense, but regularly enough that the cash flow is smooth and the portfolio never goes like 3 weeks without an actual position event happening. I also use the early close rule actively. When a put is at 60, 70% of max profit with more than, let's say, 2 weeks remaining, I'm closing that thing out. I'm taking the win and I'm redeploying it. That keeps the capital moving and the sequence tight rather than letting positions drift towards, a big old pile up at the end of the month. So I got some questions for you guys in the comments. Number 1, Are you currently opening all your monthly positions at the same time, or have you already found your own way to kind of stagger them for yourself? I would love to hear. Number two, what's the most positions you've ever had running simultaneously? I think this would be really cool to see it down below in the comments. And if you are interested in taking your education a little bit further and learning about our private mastermind called the Options Seller School, which is filled with absolutely incredible people doing this day in and day out, click the first link in the description of today's video. That's going to take you to our Ark Options Strategy workshop. 90 minutes of great training, whether you're a beginner or already been running the wheel strategy for quite a bit of time. And at the end of that training, I talk about Option Seller School. So if you're interested in joining a small, tight-knit group of option sellers that talk about this stuff daily, we'd love to have you. So click that first link in the description of today's video, guys. Remember, sell options, collect premiums, repeat. I'll see y'all tomorrow.